Now it was forbidden for the Ehins, the Abel race, to live and copulate with the race of Adam, lest the seed go down in darkness. And man and woman were thus inspired, and they walked upright and prospered on the earth. But after a period of time, the Ehins became conceited in their judgment and disobeyed the commandments. And it is said that they strayed out of Eden, the Garden of Paradise. They began to live with the race of Adam, and there was born into the world a new race which we call Magnon, but was called Cain in the old tongue. These offspring did not have spiritual light in them, neither could they be inspired with shame nor of heavenly things. The Magnons did not understand the Ehins' reverence for spiritual matters, and they fell upon them and slaughtered them, right and left, taking their possessions. And so it was said about the Magnons, because they, Cain, have slain their brothers and sisters, they must depart out of the place of God. And so that they may be known to the ends of the earth, a mark was put upon them, the mark of Cain, the shadow of blood, which being interpreted is war. And it was commanded that the male Ehins, old and young, be circumcised, that their women might not be deceived by the Magnons. And the Ehins circumcised one another, old and young. For it was the testimony of the Lord to women, that the seed of their seed was born to everlasting life. And the Magnons went away into the wilderness, and dwelt with the Adams and with one another. There was a boundary line drawn between the tribes of the Magnons and the Ehins. The Ehins would labour, and they would clothe themselves, but the Magnons would wander in the wilderness, neither labouring nor clothing themselves. And so the race of Adam disappeared off the face of the earth. And there remained on the earth the sacred people, the Ehins, and the carnivorous people, the Magnons. The Ehins were white and yellow people, but the Magnons were brown and black. The Ehins were also small and slender, but the Magnons were tall and stout. The Ehins were disposed to live alone, but were called together to live together in cities. They built religious structures of stone and clay and wood, and established worship on earth after the manner of heaven. And in the time of worship the angels came and possessed the idols and spoke therefrom with audible voices. And these are the commandments that were given in that day. You shall strive to remember the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. You shall not kill man, or beast, or bird, or creeping thing, for they are the Lord's. You shall build walls round about your cities, that beasts and serpents or snakes may not enter and do you harm. And if your habitation be in the wilderness, you shall build mounds of wood and earth to sleep on at night, that serpents and beasts may not molest you. The Ehins prospered and spread abroad over the face of the earth. Thousands upon thousands of cities and mounds they built, and they rejoiced in the glory of all created things. Neither killed they man, nor beast, nor fish, nor bird, nor creeping thing that breathed the breath of life. And now it happened that they had stored in their cities and on their mounds ample provision of food and raiment for the winter seasons. However, the Magnons did not follow the example of the Ehins. The Magnons stored up nothing. Eventually it came about that the Magnons plundered the Ehins for their food and stores, and evil spirits came upon the Ehins also, and many of them were inspired to defend their stores, and war ensued, and it spread around about the whole earth. However, some Magnons had learned a little from the Ehins, who were now scattered, and began to live again amongst the Magnons. They taught, and the law of incest and the name of God, and they inspired them to hide their nakedness. And the two races began to breed. So there began to be a new tribe on the earth, and they were called humans. They were half-breeds between the Magnons and Ehins. The humans were red like copper, and they were taller and stronger than any other people in the world.